So if you are listening to this or watching this video, the chances are that you're a new salesperson to the automotive industry. Well, that's pretty cool, but you have to know what you're doing. So there's always a roadmap to the sale. Every place you go has got a roadmap to the sale. Some are different than others, but really it's the whole goal of the steps is to get to the end result, which is to what? Sell a car, right? With that being said, step number one is going to have to be attitude, right? The reason attitude is a step is because let's think about it. Would you like to buy a vehicle from somebody that's got a really terrible, rotten attitude that you don't even want to be around? Of course you wouldn't, right? So good attitude means you're smiling, you're energetic, you're happy. That's a contagious thing. So when you get to where you're getting ready to talk to a customer, you want to make sure that you check the one thing, attitude. Where is your attitude? Now, let's piggyback on that. Sometimes on attitude, you might be having a bad morning. What are you listening to on the way to work? What do you got to do when you get here? Well, whatever it is, if it's not a good attitude, you've got to figure out how to get yourself back in a good, positive attitude mindset. That's step number one. Step number two is meet and greet. Meet and greet shouldn't even be a step, but it's definitely a step. And the reason why is because you get a lot accomplished in a meet and greet. First off, it should sound like this. Hey folks, welcome to the dealership. My name is Adam. Who can I help you find? Are you here for someone in sales or service, or do you have an appointment? How can I help, right? But when you're doing a meet and greet, you always want to have your shoulders out, back straight, chin up, look confident, shake hands, make eye contact. That's a good, proper meet and greet. Most people will figure out in the first 5 to 7 seconds if they like you. So step number one and step number two kind of go hand in hand with that. Step number three, communication and making a friend. Man, what a lost art in this industry. A lot of things have changed since COVID, where supply and demand had people where they didn't have to make friends. Well, people like to do business with people that they trust and people that they like. So you have to make a friend in order to get to the next step. One thing that you can do to make a friend is give somebody a compliment. Pay them a compliment. Even if you don't like anything about what they're wearing, you might as well just say, hey, I like your boots, or I like your hat. Nobody ever thinks, oh man, I don't like this guy that just complimented them. But you got to find some common ground and make a friend. If someone pulls in and they've got the husband, wife, 4 kids, 3 dogs, and 2 cats on the back of their windshield, you might ask about family. If people come in with their kids, show their kids a little bit of respect and attention as well. They like that. Little things about making a friend go a long way. And it sets you up for step number 4, which is investigation. Step number 4 is a really important thing, okay? You have to get people to like you to the point where they're willing to let you ask them personal questions about what they're trying to accomplish. Questions such as, what is your budget? What are you looking to pay for your next vehicle? What do you not like about the car that you're driving? What do you love about the car that you're driving? What are your plans for the next vehicle, and what's it need to be used for? There's a lot of investigation questions, right? But if you don't ask the hard questions or you don't do a proper investigation, you won't get the true information that the customer's really trying to accomplish. The last thing you want to do is get all the way through your process to find out you didn't ask enough questions and now you're on the wrong car. One thing that kills deals is time. So you got to be really efficient. This is a professional thing. Asking good investigation questions is imperative to being successful at putting people on the right car the first time. Next step, they call it walk and choose or vehicle selection. But it's definitely not this. It's definitely not surf and choose. You don't want to be on the internet sitting with your customer looking at cars on the internet that are actually here on our website. You have to imagine that every customer spent 1 week to 3 months on the internet looking at vehicles on a computer. Today they came in because they want to touch one, they want to drive one, they want to smell the new car smell, all the things, right? So something prompted the customer to come in with enough interest, so you don't want to sit at a computer to try to select your inventory with a customer. Get outside, walk the lot, let them see other vehicles, because you never know, they might walk by a vehicle that they like that they didn't even describe. And that happens a lot in this industry. So you got to do a walk and choose. When you find the perfect vehicle, right, that takes you to step number 6. Step number 6 is display and sell. What that means is once you find a vehicle that they have an interest in, you're going to want to pull that vehicle up, separate it from the other vehicles so they can really focus on the one that they like. You want to butterfly that vehicle, and based off of your good investigation questions, you'll talk about the hot points of what they're looking for in their next vehicle. Whether that's safety features, performance, luxuries, anything that they said was important to them, this is whenever you're going to do your walk around of the vehicle and show the features and then the benefits of the vehicle that they're purchasing. This is a very important step that a lot of salespeople get lazy and don't do. And when you don't do this step, you've never created value. So at this point, if you don't create value and you don't do a good display and sell, you'll watch your gross and your commissions really go down. So the person that does a phenomenal walk around and has product knowledge and can talk about all the key points of the vehicle that they're going to sell, they're building value. And that salesperson makes a lot more money than the alternative one that does not. Step number 7 is an important step. This is another step that people make excuses not to do. You have to test drive. Test drive every vehicle that you display and sell. If it's the vehicle that they like, don't take, oh, we drove one before. Don't take that as an answer. They have never drove this car. So you have to do the test drive. Now, it's important to know this. Know a route that you can take someone on a test drive so that you can be efficient with your time and with the customer's time. I always would take a vehicle and I had a specific place that I would go. A lot of people will drive the car off the lot with the customer in the front seat, get to a spot, and then get out and then make the customer go in to drive. That makes some people feel a little bit more like they can drive it versus driving it off the lot when they don't own it. So there's that. But you have to test drive every vehicle. It's kind of like there's no connection unless you have that. So when people are driving the vehicle, now they're starting to, it's an emotional thing. So they're looking at the radio, they're feeling that nice cold air conditioner. You know, the car handles great. It's important to not be a salesperson though on a test drive. When you're test driving, you want to sit in the back seat and basically you just point out little tidbits like, hey, do you notice how quiet it is in this car? We just went over a lot of bumps. Did you notice that that was pretty smooth? Hey guys, did you notice that you get a lot of leg room back here? How big are your kids? Are they bigger than me? Oh, then they're gonna fit perfect. You know, you're just throwing little tidbits out there. But you're also paying attention to the body language of the customers, and the body language will tell you a lot about what they think about that car. So this is a really good part where you can observe your customer and feel the energy of where your sale's going. When you get back from your test drive, you know, this is kind of the awkward part where it's like, do they want to buy it? Do they not want to buy it? You know, whoever says something next might be, you know, they might say no, whatever it is. What I've always found to do is to get 3 yeses after the test drive. Do you like the color of the vehicle? Yes, I do. You said that you wanted a dark interior. This has got a dark interior. Do you like that, Tom? So Tom says yes. Did you love the way that it handled when you drove it? Yes. Did you like the way that the music sounded on that new stereo system? Whatever it is, right? So you get your 3 yeses, right? And then at that point, I would just turn around and say, hey guys, follow me and let me show you how easy it is to do business here at Dennis Eakin Kia. Turn around and walk in, open the door, and they promise you they're gonna follow you. It's real awkward for the customer to just stand there. But if in case they don't want to come in, I think that you've got more work to do. So go back to your steps and see where maybe you missed it. Maybe ask a little bit more questions in investigation. Maybe they didn't like the vehicle. But at this point, I hope by step 3 you made a friend and they like you enough to where they'll be open and honest with you. If they don't like something, they don't want to hurt your feelings, but if they trust you, they'll say, hey, let me look at a different vehicle. I didn't like this about that. But if they don't say anything at all and they come in with you, now it's time to get to step number 8, which is the offer to purchase. This is a simple step. It's not a very hard step, but it's a very necessary step. So you get the customer to come in, if it's a husband and wife, or if it's just a husband, or if it's just a wife, how do you want to title your vehicle? If there's 2 people, do you guys put it in both names or just one name? How would you guys like to do that? That's a real invasive question, so they tell you the answer to that. And then you say to them, hey guys, assuming that we get all the facts and figures to work out to your advantage, is there any reason you wouldn't take delivery of your car today? You're offering them to say, yes, I would buy it if it did work out. If I did get my payments where I wanted them, yes, I would. That's a commitment. Once you have a commitment, then you're going to go into step number 9, which is close. That's my favorite step, right? Because that's the fun step. That's where you're negotiating this, that, or the other. It's about 5% of the 95% in the steps. So if step 1 through step number 8 went really well for you, step number 9 should be the quickest step, because basically you've listened to them about their wants, their needs, and their budget. You put them on the right vehicle that they love, that's in their budget, in their range, it's what they want. And then at that point, it's just showing them how easy it is to make the deal work. There's so many different varieties you can lease, you can purchase, you can go extended term, short term, so many different ways. But by step number 9, it's basically a pretty simple 1, 2, this is what I'll do, this is what you'll do, and then we figure it out and make a deal. Step number 10, very important as well. And I think that a lot of people really don't take this step as seriously as they should. Document and follow up. That's step number 10. So if you sell a new car, you need to follow up with your new car customer the next day. Make sure they don't have any questions about any of the functionality or anything or any components on the vehicle or any questions about finance or anything like that. If they have a problem, this shows the customer that you actually do care about them. And if they do have an issue, we have the ability to fix it very fast. In our industry, we're graded on customer satisfaction, right? So if you're not calling your customer back to make sure that we did everything and that they're happy and the car is doing well, et cetera, then you're going to lose that customer. They're going to be the customer that comes in 2 years from now that says they bought a car here, but they don't remember who their salesperson was. Man, you can't let that be you. One of the best things about this industry is if you take care of your customer, the money always follows. But you don't want to be selling cars for 5 years, having to rely on people to come in and hope that you're the lucky one that gets them. You want people to send you referrals and continually buy cars from you. And this is the way you do that. So you follow up in 3 months, you follow up in 6 months, their birthday, their anniversary date, whatever it is, you want to follow up. Get on their Facebook, their social media, spy on them, whatever it takes, right? But you want to always stay relevant so that they know that you're their car guy. That's step number 1 through step number 10, as easy as it gets, guys. Now, here's my thing. What's the most important step, do you think? If you had to guess, what's the most important step? Well, you're close. The most important step is the step that you missed. Just remember that.